Hi, welcome back to my channel. Alright, well, you're sitting somewhere on the rainbow. Whether you're admitting it or not, or you don't want to talk about it, you want to act like it's not there, a little grouchy cloud is calling your name, whatever it is, as long as we can have a chat, we're okay. That's all I want, just be able to talk, So, welcome to the little room I inhabit. I come with gifts, and this is our little patrol troll. And this is Sophia, and she has had it today. Honestly. First, I do have to comment on one thing. I had somebody commenting today, and I found it really funny because clearly it was a troll, and I don't know if they just don't understand the rules, but Sophia is the only troll allowed here. Only one. And I mean, come on. Look at this face. She's adorable. But she's the only troll allowed. Okay? Because if you come into the room and you leave a comment the way this person did, my gosh. It went something along the lines of, how could someone like you with asthma knowingly not get health insurance? That's rather dangerous. Your comment just screams trolldom, doesn't it? That's why I didn't reply to you. I'm just doing it here because I'm still chuckling a little bit. But, because anybody that's been watching my channel knows, in America, that's not how it works. You don't go up to any person in the medical field and say, oh, I legitimately have a health problem. I need health insurance because, I can't possibly go without it. Come on, guys, right? Am I right? Come on. Okay, so I was just sewing earlier. I was actually making curtains. I was enjoying myself. I was doing some research on some YouTube stuff that I'd like to do in the future. I really had no plans of doing this video, but I feel compelled. I really, really feel compelled to do this. I just watched the PM, and for those that don't know, the Prime Minister of the UK, of England, stating that the restrictions that were placed because of COVID are expected to be lifted on the 19th of July. Now hear me out. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. No more masks. Use personal judgment. Because, as we know, that has worked out incredibly well thus far. I have to say, yeah. Number 2, no more work from home, because, people were actually enjoying working from home. We're getting more work done. We're more productive. No more work from home. You're going to go back to your place of work with a, definitely more people around you. And, potentially no masks at all. And all businesses will be open. There will be the rules within the hospitality industry, of course, are going to cease. Capacity limits are going to be returned to normal. And that includes any kind of clubs, restaurants, anything. And there is no restriction on social contact. And most people in England want to keep the masks on, actually. I'm one of them. And let me tell you why. I was listed as, and have been told a few times, I'm vulnerable because of all the health issues that are compounding the problem. Were I to get COVID again, I'm more at risk for getting the severe reaction to it and dying. than other people. Not to say that there aren't healthy people that are just dying from it as well. Yes. But for me, mask stays on. I will be social distancing, whether people do or not. I'm going to be a continuing little buzzing bee away from everybody. And if this means that I have to stay inside and away from people, I will. I don't want to do this. I would like COVID to not even exist, but it's here. I'm a social person. I like to talk to people or I wouldn't be here in the first place, you know? I like talking to you guys. But when I go out there are people out there that, when they're told to use personal judgment, I question what personal judgment they have, because I've seen them not really following the rules for quite a lot of time prior to the Prime Minister saying what he said today. It was very surprising. But, one of the things that I remember, one of the people there, I believe his name was Chris, one of the things that he said that really stood out to me, and I hope that it will stand out to you quite clearly. We are in the increasing stages of the epidemic at the moment. Therefore, we need to behave accordingly in terms of trying to limit transmission spread. By not wearing masks anymore, using our own personal judgment, not working from home anymore, going to a place where there's many more people and no masks, all businesses reopening with no restrictions, basically all capacity limits will be returned to normal, all clubs will be open, and there's no restriction on social contact. To me, that really sounds like us being able to behave accordingly in terms of trying to limit transmission spread. Doesn't it you? I mean, it makes complete sense to me. Really? Don't they realize how silly they look? And then the one thing that has always stuck out to me is when Boris Johnson was heard saying, and I've checked, there's been plenty of sources that have confirmed that he said this. Okay, I wasn't there, I don't know, but all I can do is go with what seems to be the most popular response to this accusation. And he said, and I cannot imagine saying this. I can't. He said, no more effing lockdowns. Let the bodies pile high in their thousands. Okay, maybe I'm made of something else, but just the thought of that makes me feel sick to my stomach. It makes me want to cry. It feels horrible. And I watch horror movies, and occasionally there are zombie movies in there, and you know as well as I do, they always have piles of bodies. And they're not real, so that doesn't really affect me. But when real people get hurt, and when real people are suffering, that's when I speak up. And I couldn't help it. I had to say something about this. If I didn't, it was just going to stay bottled up inside. And I know that there are some of you that agree with me wholeheartedly, and you understand just how ridiculous what they said, what they're stating afterwards as a potential hopeful outcome, and then all the things that they put in place in front of it is like almost barriers to keep those things from actually coming to fruition. It's ridiculous. And then, of course, I love the comments. Oh, well, we'll see how it goes. In my world, that's what you say to someone when have borrowed a book or something like that. And they ask you, well, how's this, what's this part like? Well, we'll see how it goes. I haven't made it to that part yet, but I'll let you know. Applied to COVID, a pandemic that's killed lots of people. And then my other favorite thing that they said basically was, we'll know more in a few months. There's a saying that comes from America that I think is quite appropriate here. And you can input the word that YouTube doesn't like, but it's no crap, Sherlock. But it's no shh. Yeah. That's how I feel when somebody says something like that. I mean, really, how do you guys feel about this? Because I don't feel safe. I mean, before COVID, before all of this, it was one of the things that I had to grow accustomed to here. And it's a cultural thing. And you know what? I had to adjust to your culture because I'm a guest here until I became a citizen here. I understand that. And I did. It does still make me a little nervous though, because where I'm from, your personal space is, put your arm out. It's that far and further if you want, basically. Nobody will infringe on your personal space. They really don't. It's very rare that they do. And here, I think just because the way things are built and maybe just smaller spaces, I'm not sure, but it has made it to where people are used to being in closer quarters, and that includes personal space. So I've had to get used to that, and all of this is just making me realize that I'm going to be doing all of my shopping online for the rest of my life. I'm probably not going to leave this house for a really long time because I'm scared. I can't hide that. I'm scared because of all the stuff I deal with, and then to know that it's just, we have a prime minister who's basically could care less and is, kind of doing, let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor. That song, and he's just jumping up and down like, yeah, let it happen. He could care less. He's basically giving everybody in this country enough rope to hang yourself. He's saying there's no more rules. Get yourself vaccinated. Follow the rules, and we'll see how it goes. You can think I'm being harsh. You can... Whatever it is that you're going to say, I hope that we can have a discussion about it. A level-headed one. Because I'm trying to remain level-headed and calm. Even though there's a little part of me that is kind of doing the, I suppose you could say, kind of doing a little Macarena going, I need to leave. Yeah. I'm remaining as calm as possible. This is scary though. No more rules at all? And they know that the infection rate is just going up and up and up and up. And where we live, the last time I checked, there were like 25 clusters in this part of England. It's scary. It's never been, at any point in time, it was not that high here. And I know, and my partner knows, because we were watching very carefully. I've subscribed to all kinds of local news and, your neighborhood news, because I want to keep an eye on this stuff. It's frightening. And I say that because I had it. I had it and I survived barely because I could barely breathe. It was not something I want to experience again. And honestly, I didn't want anybody else to have to go through that. I would honestly hope that nobody else would have to go through that. And with these rules being like they are now, lack of soon, I think a whole lot more people are going to get hurt and are going to be suffering, and it's scary, you know. But I'm going to do the best I can to stay safe. Whether you believe in it or not, you know, that's your choice. I understand that. But the only thing I ask is if you see someone wearing a mask, don't give them a hard time. Please just respect their choice. Because I'm going to be one of them out there wearing my mask, scared. You know, because I'm already like set up for this booster shot because I'm vulnerable, and it's, you know, it's a little scary up and coming. So yeah, anyway, anything you guys want to talk about, bring it to me. We can talk about it. And you know, if you are LGBTQ, I just don't know like who to talk to, or if you have any questions, I would like to consider this an inclusive channel, and just know that you're welcome to ask. And if anybody gives you a hard time, I will be on that very quickly as soon as I see it, okay? So for everybody else, please take care of yourselves, okay? And be as safe as you possibly can, please, all right? Okay.